Hi everyone, welcome to the University of Hertfordshire's Raising Give 2021 webinar. There'll be 4 different webinars this year, and our third one is with Lara, who's the community fundraiser and the marketing officer of the Living Room. Lara, can you please tell us about your charity and what you do there?
Yes. So yes, hi, I'm Lara, and like you said, I'm the community fundraiser and marketing officer at the Living Room. So I'm just going to talk about a bit about what the Living Room is, our impact in Hertfordshire, and the opportunities for volunteering we have available for students. So what is the Living Room? The Living Room is a free abstinence-based addiction recovery centre which supports Hertfordshire residents. We offer free, non-time limited group therapy facilitated by counsellors with lived experience of addiction. We support the 12-step programme and actively encourage our clients to engage in 12-step fellowship groups alongside our treatment programme. It's a daytime service, and we encourage clients to attend 5 days a week where possible. Our structured day treatment employs cognitive behavioural therapy, or CBT, and solution-focused therapy to enable clients to maintain motivation, manage their using triggers, and sustain recovery. So now you know a bit about who we are and what we do, I'll talk a bit about our history and how we came to be where we are today. So our founder, Janice Feely, first set up the Living Room hub in Stevenage in 2000. And then just a few years later, in 2003, we set up the creche. This allowed us to offer free childcare alongside their treatment with us to clients. And this offering was very important to Janice and remains a very important part of what we do today, as many people are unable to access support for their addiction due to expensive childcare costs or feelings of shame in asking family and friends to take care of their kids while they get support. So we're really pleased that we can offer this to our clients. After another few years, in 2006, we were able to open up our first charity shop, also in Stevenage, and in 2011, our second shop opened, selling secondhand children's items. We've also been able to expand into 2 new in-person locations, getting our St Albans hub in 2012 and opening up in Watford in 2019. Being able to expand across Hertfordshire has allowed us to provide support to even more people and communities in need. Over the years, we've received awards from many organisations. Our founder, Janice Feely, received her MBE in 2010. In 2018, we secured funding from Children in Need for our work in the creche, and in 2019, we achieved the Charity Excellence Framework Quality Mark. Last year, we celebrated 20 years of the Living Room, and unfortunately, we weren't able to go ahead with many of the events and fundraisers we planned due to the impact of the coronavirus pandemic. However, like many other charities, we've learned to adapt our services and our strategies. The fundraising team had to work extra hard, putting on online events, lots of quizzes for the first time, and they were able to successfully apply for COVID relief grants to ensure that we could keep our services running and supporting our clients. However, the greatest positive for us to come out of COVID-19 has without doubt been the development of our online centre, the Hertfordshire Hub. So we can now support more people than ever from their own homes, and allows those who might before have struggled with coming to in-person locations for treatment due to travel costs or accessibility issues, the opportunity to benefit from our services. So what is our aim and our approach? So in order for us to be the best charity and best service provider we can be, and provide the best quality of service to our clients, we think it's very important for us to have a clear vision, set of values, and an aim. So our vision is a future where people with the illness of addiction are able to live their lives free from an addiction to drugs, alcohol, or behaviours, and become contributing citizens in society. Our values are also an essential part of who the Living Room is, and all staff and volunteers that work with us are expected to embody these characteristics. So our 5 key values are that we are caring to our clients and co-workers, that we are customer focused when prioritising our work and activities, that we serve and support our community, that we ensure we are competent in performing our duties, and that we value our integrity as professionals. But what's most important to us is our overall aim. So the aim of our organisation is to break the family cycle or generational cycle of addiction, including both substance and behavioural addictions. We identify addiction as not only a dependency on drugs, both legal or otherwise, such as opiates, nicotine, alcohol, etc., but also a range of other obsessive and compulsive behaviours that include such things as problem gambling, disordered eating, shopping, gaming, hoarding, exercising or working excessively, love and sex addiction, and self-harm. We run groups which support all of these addictions, with a main group which has people from every kind of addiction, to specialised groups for disordered eating, families and carers of those experiencing addiction, and an evening group for people suffering from gambling-related harms. Unless dealt with, addiction will remain a chronic condition, incorporating cycles of relapse and recovery. It will also have an impact on children, families, and communities, which is part of the reason why our family and carers group is so important to us, and it really helps us towards breaking this cycle. What we believe makes the living room work so well is that we are a free and non-time limited service. Addiction doesn't discriminate, and so neither do we. Anyone can access our service as long as they live in Hertfordshire, no matter their financial, employment, or housing situation, and they can stay until they feel ready to leave or graduate, as we like to say. The group therapy aspect is also a very special part of what we do. Everyone that comes to the living room as a client is united in their experience of addiction and their goal of abstinence. And the clients are supported by professional counsellors who all have lived experience of addiction as well. Coming in to see us and ringing us up for the first time can be really daunting, but when clients meet counsellors and hear that they've been where they are too, it can be a very powerful and motivating experience. So what impact have we had so far in Hertfordshire? Every year, we think we support around 450 people in their journey to recovery. And since the year 2000, we estimate we've helped around 3,500 people reach full recovery. In a staff meeting this week, our CEO, Adrienne, took us through some of the key statistics from the past year and how the pandemic has impacted our services. And incredibly, we've still received over 1,700 inquiries into our service this year, which is very impressive for us considering we are just a small charity and based only in Hertfordshire. And it really shows the need that exists for this service. The rates of successful graduation from us have also been amazing across the groups this year, despite our services having completely transformed to online only until very recently. We're very proud of what we do and the facts and figures that come along with it, but reading client stories is by far the best way to understand the impact that our services can have on someone's life. So I put one on the screen here, and there are so many of these, and all of the ones you read are just amazing. So why did I get involved in the living room? So I got involved in 2019, and I actually started as a volunteer as well. What struck me about the living room straight away was not just how nice and welcoming everyone is, but also how keen they are to get you involved in other aspects of the charity. As a volunteer, my main role was to do with the fundraising team, but I was learning from everyone in the centre, from one of the counsellors chatting to me about the clinical side of the work, to learning how to answer calls to prospective clients on reception. You're given so many opportunities to take in new skills and to develop professionally. And I definitely learned more about my community and the struggles it faces in the past 2 years at the living room than I have done in the past 23 years that I've been living in Hertfordshire. So if my experience here has taught me anything, it's that it's really worth putting in work and investing your time into a voluntary position at any charitable organisation, but especially the living room. And I began as a member of staff in February this year, which just goes to show how much volunteers are valued here. My job now involves putting together marketing campaigns on social media, organising fundraising events, writing communications, and working on increasing awareness of the living room. What I love about it is not just that it's an amazing cause, is that it's different all the time. You've got so many opportunities to be creative and work with different teams and learn new things. So what opportunities do we have for students? There are plenty. We've got a lot of opportunities for students available at the moment, and it's all dependent on how much time you'd like to commit and what sort of experience you're looking to get. So we've got the shops in Stevenage, and they're always keen to find voluntary shop assistants if you think you can only give a few hours a week. Like many charities, our shops are mostly run by volunteers, and we've been very excited to have them back and open again. We really missed them being closed over lockdown, so there's plenty of opportunities there. Or if you want to get involved in fundraising events, you can join our Supporters of the Living Room group. So many of our supporters have got personal experience with the living room, such as graduated clients, ex-members of staff, or family members of clients. But what it essentially means is that you feel passionate about what we do and you're willing to get involved in fundraisers and other events. So, for example, in the past, this has meant taking part in things like Giving Tuesday or the Sleep Out in St Albans, or any of the quizzes and virtual quizzes we've been putting on. So yeah, it would just mean you're willing to get involved in that. And then there's also the volunteers, supporters, champion role. And this is what I did when I first started. So I'm very keen to get someone to fill this role. And this basically, you get involved more in the administrative side of fundraising. So when I was doing that, I was doing research into potential grants we could be applying for, small scale ones, creating copy for marketing emails and social media posts, recording fundraising data on the CRM, and encouraging engagement from the supporters of the living room by managing their social media page. And that's kind of the biggest priority there. So it's all about creating fresh content for that page, so that we can get the best engagement possible from this group, and to keep encouraging them to take part in events and raise awareness of the living room in general. So for instance, at the moment, we're wanting people to get involved in the Captain Tom 100 challenge, which is over the bank holiday weekend. So if we had someone as volunteer supporters champion, a big part of what they'd be doing right now is creating content for that and like really trying to engage people and get them taking part. We're also looking for a new type of volunteer this year, whose role would be around analysing client data. We get a lot of information from clients when they first join with us about their mental health and various other factors as well. And we like to track this throughout their time with us. But we're really interested in analysing this and how this changes and how this is different for each client and how our services are affecting them. So anyone, particularly students who've got a knowledge of data science, would be very welcome there, because we would love to get some more expertise in that area. For those looking to gain experience as counsellors, we do offer opportunities for one-on-one counselling hours with our clients. Placement one-on-one counsellors don't need to have the lived experience of addiction, but if you're looking for group placement hours, we would prefer that you have this. But we have had people in the past who don't have any experience of that, so there is no hard and fast rule. In fact, our counselling manager and clinical lead has said that the team love to support students, particularly those who might have experienced addiction in their own families. So they're always welcome here. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, no matter what role you choose, there'll always be opportunities to learn and to try new things. So even if you're working in the shops, you might be getting involved in fundraising, or it's a small charity, so we all work together. And it's that sharing knowledge and experience that's important to us, and it goes both ways. So we're always keen to learn from our volunteers and to hear their feedback. Getting new opinions and perspectives is really important to us, and it really helps us improve our services and provide better experiences for our volunteers in the future as well. Like when in my first week here, I had a meeting with Adrienne, our CEO, and one of the biggest things she said to me was that you always should feel comfortable to speak up about what you think and really kind of get involved. They're not like stuck in their ways. Like we're open to contributions, especially from volunteers and students who have got a real like fresh perspective there. So where can you find out about us? We've got a few ways to stay in touch. There's our website, and you can go to the Join Our Team section to view our current opportunities, and just have a look around our website. It's a really good resource for finding out who we are and what we do and the type of people we help, and also the other sorts of organisations that we work with. You can follow us on social media. So we're on all the socials. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. So please do follow us there, especially if you're interested in the fundraising roles, because that's where we do all of our marketing really for it. So if you want to have a look at that, then go there. Or you can get in touch with me directly. So I've put my details on the screen, and I can pass your information on to the relevant managers. Or if you're looking to work in fundraising, then you would be working with me. So I'd love to hear from you. But even if you just want to have a chat about what we do and what you think you can offer, I'd love to hear from you. So thank you very much. Got any questions?
You basically answered everything we wanted to ask you.
I've got one quick question. How would you describe like the working environment of the living room?
It's great. When I was a volunteer, everyone was so friendly straight away, and I think because it's quite a small charity, it's a small community, everyone really works together. Like, it's not just volunteers that are working across the teams. Like, I'm in the fundraising team, but I'll have people from the clinical team helping me. Like, we did an article for Women's History Month, talking about women's experience in addiction and how it varies. And I had people from across the organization helping me. You've got the clinical staff helping you, it's everyone. So I think it's a really great place to work, and it's a really good place to learn as well. Like, you're learning so much all the time, and everyone's always willing to help. So yeah, I'm a big fan.
That's great.
Yes.
Do you have any stories from people in the past who you've helped?
What, like clients?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't personally, so I'm obviously not involved in the clinical team, but when I was because it's been a while since we've been allowed to be in the centres as well, because I think that's a big difference now. Like, when I first started as a volunteer, I was in the St Albans Centre, and you're kind of there. I was there once a week, but you're always seeing the clients and you're saying hello and you're seeing how they're doing. So you might have someone come in and it was their first day and they looked absolutely terrified, and you're there like giving them a cup of tea and trying to make them feel comfortable, because it's a big step to take to come and see us. And then every week you come in, you see this person transform and become more comfortable with themselves and more able, and it's incredible, like, what the counsellors do. They work so hard and they do such a good job. And yeah, we've got a client stories section in our website, and I'd really recommend looking at that if you want, because it's fantastic what they do, what they're able to do with the clients.
That's great. I was going to say something, but I forgot. I can't remember now. What attracted you to the living room? Like, how did you find out about the living room when you volunteered for the first time?
I actually found it through a family friend. She'd been volunteering here on reception for a while. And the main appeal for me was I was looking to get into the charity sector. And because it's quite hard to get into, because it's very competitive, and volunteering is the best way to do it. And when I saw the kind of role they're looking for, like the volunteer supporters champion role is the closest thing to like a proper job there that you can get. Like, you're really getting good professional experience. It's not just kind of, okay, you're here for this one event and then you go. Like, you're learning so much about the practicalities behind how a charity works, and it's so good to talk about on your CV. Like, it gives you so much, and you can get involved as much or as little as you want. Like, I was doing 1 day a week, but there were always options, like, and opportunities to get involved in the events and things like that, which unfortunately did have to stop not long after I started. But hopefully now things are kicking off again. And even like with the online marketing and things, there's so much that you can do there. So that's what I really loved about it when I started.
That's great. And you said that when the clients graduate, do you like go check up on them afterwards to see how they're doing?
I mean, I think a lot of the clients that graduate here, like they become like, it's very rare that they'll just disappear. You know, it's up to the counsellors. I think I'm not really involved in the clinical side, so I'm not 100% sure. But like, we have our supporters of the living room group, which is quite often ex-clients who have graduated, and then because I think there's a real connection between us and our clients. And I think they really want to stay in contact with us, and like they'll get involved in events. Like, we run forums for professionals to kind of encourage referrals from other organizations, and ex-clients will come along and talk about what the living room has done and how they've helped them and how we've changed their lives. And I think that just goes to show like the connection that we have there, because the clients, once they've graduated, it's not just they're gone and they never want to see us again. Like, it's a real kind of a family. Like, they do want to kind of keep in touch with us and get involved. Like, our clients, they're amazing. So yeah,
that's great. I don't have any more questions.
I don't have any more questions either. It was really great.
Good. Thank you for having me.
No worries.
Thank you for joining
coming.
us. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna start recording now, if that is okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.